So, well, it's time for the worst game ever. I don't know, it's a pretty bad game, but I have to say this thing, right? The game makes not much sense, right? And I mean it in many different ways. So, it must have a lot of Bufuri, which is... Bufuri is way worse, because Bufuri is this anime... The premise is that no one likes the game, right? In Bufuri, is that the most popular game ever, but it's really badly game designed, right? Because, you know, the main character cheats all the time, right? And everyone likes it anyway. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, I said earlier last year Bufuri, but yeah, Bufuri, that game would never sell. Well, it is Maple, he's the bad guy. Maple is the villain in the anime. You're following the bad guy, and she would not be popular by other players. Oh, she happens to find a new OP power, you know, yeah, that would not be happy for her, yeah. Now, the thing with Bufuri is that everything is extremely random. Everyone gets, like, power-ups by random, not by skills, right? That's not a good game, yeah. You just, she falls in, at least at the beginning of Bufuri, she kind of grinded to good powers, but eventually she's, like, falls into powers. And that makes sense. But anyway, this anime here, in a similar way, I feel the game world is just like, there's no way no one would make this game, right? And there's a little bit of my immersion is ruined by that. And I mean it says that there are a couple of different ways you can have a bad game. You can have a bad game because the game is just boring, you know? I have worked on only good games. No, but I have worked on some children games, and they weren't as entertaining, but I think they were actually I had never worked on a really bad game in my opinion. Not from a gameplay aspect. I have worked on a really ugly games. I worked on one game that has a very, very good gameplay. If you play the game, it's very entertaining. It's a very good strategy game. It's very fun to play, but it looks horrible. So, like, I mean, if you're into graphics, not the best game. If you're into good gameplay, a good game. So you can have different issues with the game. It can be vice versa. You can have a very beautiful game, but it can be, of course, really boring to actually play the game, right? And so on. So a game can be bad in many different ways. But one thing, though, the games very rarely are bad at is how to actually make money. Because the most thing about it when you make a game is to sell the game and, you know, make a profit, right? And that's kind of with this anime, I feel, completely makes me out of the immersion. Because it's like, why would they make that, you know? Not because... the thing is that it's one thing to make a game that is really hard, you know, the shitty hard game, right? It's like permadeath, right? There's no, you know, you auto-saves all the time, you can't go back, and a lot of games worse at that. You have games like classic games, Diablo, you have permadeath, right? Hardcore mode, right? In Diablo and so on. You have games like Unlimited Saga. Oh, the game is so hard. I love the game in one way, I love the storyline, but oh my god. In that game, you level up. You don't have levels, you have a flower grid. Basically what it is, you play a dungeon in that game, and then you get one skill. Like you have to pick one of 5 skills after you do the dungeons. You can't actually get stronger while playing the dungeon, kind of weird, but yeah. So you do the dungeon, to give you one skill out of 5, you can pick one of 5. But these skills are based on how you, kind of what you did in that dungeon, and then it's like randomized to some extent, and it's really weird because you have like a huge party of many characters, right? And if one of the characters didn't do much because, like, you know, that the other characters had one shot them and it didn't attack anything because it was like so slow, right? That character gets like worse skills because they didn't actually do that much fighting because they were like in the back or didn't have time, you know, to interact that much. And you have to give them a skill. So in that game, you can beat a dungeon, and then like, your 7th worst character is like, well, you get like level 1 sword, level 1 melee, level 1 spear. It's like, oh, but I have like level 3 skills. And you have to replace that level 3 skill with the level 1 skill, because you have to give them a new skill. So that game is, you know, that game is crap. I mean, you know what I mean? That's what I mean. That game is effing crap on actual, like, gameplay mechanics. Like, okay, you have to give your character a worse ability. Because, and... of course, because of snowball too, right? Because then the weakest character, of course, stay weakest, right? Because they're gonna be the slowest character, worst stats, right? And they get worse and worse abilities. You know what I mean? So they're gonna get like snowball effect, and that characters, and then in the next dungeon they probably do even less, right? And get worse kills. So they're gonna go downwards. That's a horrible system, and obviously that's a shitty game to play, right? In that sense, right? But the motor portion of the game is good. That storyline is good, and generally the game works pretty well, but that thing is really stupid. In this game here, and I mean, it's one thing to design a game like that, right? Like a shitty experience, you know what I mean? But I think this game here, this anime, what makes it really unimmersive, I think, is that, oh, it's like you have to buy a new hard drive to play the game. And that doesn't make sense, because if I was to sign a game, hardcore mode, like I wouldn't never treat it. You know, like in Diablo 3, for example. I would have a cloud save, right? Like, why would it be like you could change your hard drive? That was like a joke last week. I guess it was like a joke from Riona. because he wants to make money. So but that joke for me takes me completely out of the immersion. Because if I was designing a hardcore game, right? Again, hardcore as in if you die, right? So you have only one life per character and so on. If that's the game you're designing, which you, modernly, of course what you do is you have constant saving, right? And you have it on the cloud. So even if you change the console, you still have to have a character dead, right? So you can't actually like buy the game again and so on. This is going to be permanently. That's how the game would have been designed to be a perma-death system game, right? But in this game, you can actually avoid that by just buying a new console. That's just stupid. I mean, that joke for me doesn't work at all because not to be that guy, but it comes off, I think, very commonly that these authors, they write these novels, they haven't actually played games or they don't understand engineering. You know, they don't understand how to actually like code and develop a game. Right? Like, no one would ever do that. You know what I mean? That wouldn't make any sense because. See, if I want to make a really, really hardcore, annoying game, right, it would be cloud saving. So you cannot avoid it. And, like in Diablo 3, you have to always be online to actually play the game. So you have to always be online to play the game. That's going to be annoying you. If your internet goes, you're dead. Yeah. And if you have to play it on permadeath, and if your internet starts lagging, right, your latency starts going worse, you're probably going to die and have to replay the game. That's how you would design it. It would always be, you have to be on the cloud, and everything is cloud safe. That would be super annoying. That's how you would do it, right? But here it's like, it's not actually, it's like on this console, like, it's making any sense, you know what I mean? Like, it's not an effective way to make a shitty game. So, I think that's the problem, I suppose, to it too. When I watch the anime, I mean, I like the anime, but it's an immersion breaker because I'm thinking that I could definitely make a worse game than this. I could make a game that is worse, but not worse as it's a boring game to play. You know, it's an entertaining game, right? But worse as in stupid game mechanics, right? Oh, all your skills are randomized, you know? Oh, yeah, I can't even pick your skills. Stuff like that, right? But anyway, so watching it. So 3, 2, 1, and go. That reminds me of Star Wars Battlefronts. I didn't work on that game, but I got the game for free. So honestly, I got Star Wars Battlefront 2 right, for free, deluxe, because I know people working there. So I got the producer gave me the game for free, and I played it a lot with my brother. It's a very good game, and it's a pretty good game. That game got hassled over. You have to pay like $60-$80 right to get all the skills. You have to like pay in to get the skills in that game, and also of course you have to pay like a full game cost to get like Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker and so on, right? Installed Battlefront 2, and then Disney had to go in and force EA to kind of reduce the costs of the characters and so on, blah blah, etc. I think that was a little overkill in a sense. I agree when I got it for free though, so I got it unbiased, but I explain more in the opening here what I mean. He's a cop. This is also stupid though. I talked about it last week. We have to go more opening, up by opening. No, but a good example again. Sorry for the weird point here, but. Yeah, so like Battlefront, Star Battlefront 2, right? That's perfectly a really bad design game because it's one thing that the gameplay is fun and so forth. I actually like the gameplay. I like the gameplay. I'm biased. I got the game free, blah blah blah. Friends working there, but the actual level system is really stupid. So in Battlefront 2, you get these loot boxes, right? Loot boxes, you open them to get your new skills or the weapons or the abilities for your characters. So, and you can dust it kind of like in Hearthstone. But basically, the way it works then is that to unlock a new ability for your assault commander, right, in Star Wars Battlefront 2, you have to randomize that, right? So that means that your character development is locked behind randomization loot boxes. That was horribly stupid by them. That was so stupid by EA DICE to do that. So stupid, right? Because it's one thing like Overwatch, right? Overwatch, you have your characters, right, and the loot boxes are very common there, but you get skins, right? You get skins. If loot boxes in Star Wars was only skins, or maybe like characters like Darth Vader or so on, that would be one thing. Getting the cool characters. That's of course like a skin separate. But to also have like abilities there, like different grenades, that was just so stupid. So you had to like level up in the game by randomizing, right? And because I had the deluxe and I had everything for free, basically, it kind of worked for me better then. But then it becomes a pay-to-win game because I need to pay to get loot boxes to get the better skills and so on, and also something is bad as well. So yes, that game, that separate a really bad game design because it forces you to randomize your abilities. And I mean, honestly, this anime is not even that bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like Battlefront 2, worse design this game in like levels. This anime should be way worse. Nice. He's a really bad guy, man. Man, he's so evil though. The only other player, man. He's like, this is my game. I want to be the only guy playing the game. Yeah, I guess it's like he's like the worst person ever, man. I guess in this game you can't like replay either, right? You just get stuck in the prison. I mean, it's not like he can restart the game, or if he dies, I guess you die permanently. They haven't explained it if you haven't even died, but... This is a douchebag. This guy is a douchebag. Yeah, some coins you drunk guy, yeah. Such a douchebag character. Yeah, one of the worst characters anime ever. Man, this guy, and he's probably is really fat in reality, right? Because he just kind of have the same body shape. He probably is a really, you know, annoying fatso in living in his modest basement, probably in reality, right? Why would you keep playing this game though? What did you play another game for? Yeah, what did you play this game for? It's just insane, I guess. He's just mentally insane, yeah. He keeps seeing his dead NPCs or something. I don't know. But yeah, why don't you stop playing the game? Like, and also, why does this guy? Why does he himself stop playing the game? Why is he keep playing the game for? Rion hasn't even, you know, bribed him with oppies. No, come on. Like, why is he playing the game for? He didn't give it oppas for Lona even. Come on. But it's what I mean though. It's a problem with the anime that he's too centristic. It's supposed to be this is a single player game pretending to be a multiplayer game, you know. This is too... Imagine this game actually having 1,000 players when the first day it launched, right? If three of them did this crap he did, the world wouldn't work, right? So this anime is definitely hinging on this actually is a single player game pretending to be a multiplayer game. And it avoids the issue by saying it's only like 2 other players, but picture this game actually being released the first day, right? When it has the first weeks at least of people playing it. The game would just break down and completely. Everyone's like in the same town, right? So on. Yeah, it wouldn't make much sense, right? So that's an issue in the anime too, kind of weird. Don't put the pumpkin over there, it's too big! He could stop playing the game though. Why is he keep playing the game for? He really isn't motivated. Yeah, you have this demon lord you gotta defeat. You know, it's a fantasy game, it's also a demon lord, man. I will defeat the demon lord. No, I haven't threatened them. Good. You will regret it otherwise. It's like, I am a hero. It's like, okay. Good. I am sure the king will ask for help. Good strategy. The king is gonna come and ask me, you know. So yeah, big game. Where's the king or the emperor asking for his assistance to fight the demon lord? Lately? But isn't that the only player? Well, I guess every player says that, but isn't that the only player though? I mean, how many players are? It's like him and only fat guy, right? It's like 2 other players though, so I don't know how he has that strategy, but... Yeah, but I wouldn't call it realism. It's like, it's kind of weirdly unexplained here. Isn't that the only players currently? This is fruit cutter girl. Yeah, of course she's gonna come and save me, her love interest. With one eye now. It is Alicia! She turned her with an eye patch. Oh yeah, because she got like tiny pummeling in her eye there, yeah. Tiny cute, tiny cute little... yeah, save me by putting me in jail. Protect me! Yeah, put me in jail, please. I guess he's gonna come and save him then, right? Save him by, you know, breaking him out, right? But probably. But like, why would anyone, you know, play this game? Yeah, it's like you're in jail now, so you turn off the game, you log out, log in again, you're stuck in jail, right? So how long have you been in jail? Are you permanently in prison? Like, you know, yeah, like that, yeah, why would you play the game? It's very realistic. Well, actually, in one way, it could be fun if you had game mechanics actually escape those. So you have some kind of like, you have to try to escape hardcore mode, right? It could be fun, I suppose, if you had some kind of way to escape. Or you can't even log out to. That's kind of weird thing though. Like, would you die then if you're stuck in the game? No, I mean, what happens to your brain if you can't log out? Those things actually, yeah, do break the emotion for me, because if you're playing like this should be isekai. It should be stuck in the game. Right? If you're stuck in the game, it would be better, because now it's like, how can the game prevent you to log out? What if you play the game for like 10 hours, you can't log out now? It's gonna die from insomnia eventually, right? See, I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, it forces you to play the game permanently if you can't defeat it. So you actually kill the player, right? You eventually would die playing this game. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, straight up, because you can't log out. You have to be awake with your brain. You would eventually get like insane, insomnia, Gara, Naruto style. Yes, this thing's just weird. But this I mean, is like, why the game is, anime is funny, but it's one thing to have a bad game that is funny to play in a weird way, versus like, okay, this is just like a weird mechanic of the system that makes you go insane in reality, right? Or you're hungry in reality, whatever, or sleep deprived or so on in reality. It's just a really weird thing. Like, this is something you will never probably be able to put in a game, because it would be illegal, right? You probably wouldn't be able to have this in a game. There would be some kind of FTC, the some kind of system, some kind of regulators probably remove it in the game. You probably wouldn't be allowed to legally make a game like this. No, probably Leona appears. Oh, like a ghost from another player? What? Oh, I guess it's his dead friend, I guess. Best friend. Well, I guess it's like the ghost NPC, I suppose. That could be a thing, right? Why not just a game, right? It's like, you killed me, best friend. Yeah, it's like, why not, right? Yeah, ghost NPC. It's gonna be haunted, I guess, by his friend then. I mean, who else is it? Come on, here, wake up. It's clearly him. It's clearly Martin. He's a Christ man. How stupid is this main character? Who else would it be, hero? Come on. He's a ghost, goddammit. This guy is freaking stupid, man. This guy is not intelligent. It might be Rihanna trolling him, though. Yeah, full-time horror game. But why not? I mean, why not? Like, why not? Yeah, you kill your friend, you're haunted by his ghost, right? Because, yeah. Well, it wasn't merciless nor cruel, though, but it was an accident! Shigao! Yeah, I think it was too stupid how he died, though. Yeah, it was stupid, though, how he died from that. It was like, it was a little well too easy for produced. What's so funny, hero, the hero? Under the Canura tree. Have you read the backstory of the character? Have you remember? Yeah, I never got to that part of the game. You didn't do the quest with the Canura tree. Time for a flashback, man. Time for a flashback. It's when the game gives you a flashback, yeah. This is when the game gives you a flashback, so you can like remember your relationship. Yeah. What's the flashback, man? Give me a flashback, goddammit. I have to hunt you. I have to hunt you now, yeah. I will be your ghost friend now. Yeah, well, this is kind of funny though. It's gonna be haunted by his best friend forever. Ah, that's why he sees his friends too, yeah. Oh, okay. So Dean is also seeing his dead NPCs. Yeah, they're both surrounded by the dead NPCs. He wanted yaoi, I think. Yaoi. He wanted love, right? But can I see the blood though? They probably can't see Martin, right? But can I see the blood? Can I see the tomato juice? See, this is what I mean. You should be able to log out the game though. Or could it be the harem girl, the dragon girl? This probably the hot babe with the ass, right? The girl with... Could be her. She's more close to her now, though, but in the opening she's very... In the ending, yeah, she's very revealing, right? This could be her, right? The girl with the kind of the weird sword and... No, she can't see their tomato juice. Yeah, he's insane. So who is she then? Does she open the door? Does she have warden? What's his character? Yeah, like, okay. Well, looks like a wholesome waifu. But I think it's just that she's way more, you know, revealing in the ending and opening, right? Misiraisia? Like, I investigate people. This is gonna be like interrogator or something. It's a kind of soccer bus. It's just very demonic, right? It's a kind of soccer bus. Yeah, it's fun time to start. Oh yeah, here we go, harem time. And I was like, are you intense stimulation? It's like, yes. Like, yes, intense. Yes, press the yes button. No teenage boy because nowhere. Yes. Here you have to pick no then. You can't look out the game, but you can avoid this demon chick, this soccer boss. Of course you press yes. What's he thinking about? This is weird. Right? I mean, there's no teenage guy ever that, you know, plays a game. It's like, oh, I don't want to look at. This is so stupid. This I hate. Actually, this is bad writing. This is bad writing. There's no way you have a guy in like senior high school that is like, no, I can't do it. Yeah, yes, like 99.9% of a player will be yes in this case. Yes, press the other yes button. But it probably isn't fun time. It's probably more like some kind of, you know, torture. Yeah. She would probably be like, I think she's being tricked by this soccer bus here. Yeah, she's gonna pick up a sword and be like, yeah, she's probably some kind of, you know, interrogator. But she's wearing that super revealing short in the. No, she's more like some kind of crazy. But there we go. See her fan service here. I mean, the opening is very revealing and ending, so yeah. But I bet she's just a crazy woman that's like, I will exactly put oil on you and have some kind of fork or something. No, she's like, stab! Yeah, probably. They're all very Yandere, I feel, anyway. No, she's like ready with you know, extra equipment today. Exactly. She's very flat though, but yeah, of course. See it in the opening. He's like, oh no. And why didn't he notice those chains on his arm? Like, I don't know. He's just stupid. Yeah, gonna exorcise. Yeah, it was clearly when it's obvious. No, she likes to. She said he's a criminal, right? Her job is to get them to. Exactly. I mean, this is super obvious. Come on, it's so predictable. Of course, she did to, you know, give it some tea stuff. Yeah. No, she means like cutting with a sword. Yes, exercise a demon with my swords. Yeah, it's classic. If you confess, you go to the slammer. Yeah, well, if you can endure it, okay, that is demon's fault, I guess. Okay. No, it's like. Yeah, because she had that weird sword in the opening. It's like, berserk time, baby! Yeah, it's like, what? Yeah, it's a weird, like, sword breaker sword. Yeah, see, no, and some good screams, boy. Here we go. I guess Leona is like, yeah. It's Leona like, yeah, a fairy punch or something. Punch her in your eyes! She was like, oh, I was taking a shower. Probably. She also has some harm on her. Yeah, I was watching anime! I was watching a great anime! Leave me alone, boy! I was watching this really good anime. Yeah, it's like Cast in the Sky, man. It's a masterpiece! I've seen it like 20 times! Yeah, it's my favorite movie. Like, it's time for her punching her. Yeah, come on. I'm punching! But yeah, she's gonna fall out with him too. She's in the opening and ending, right? She's the the next harem babe. I was gonna start with the jewels, okay. Yeah, okay, Gambare! What's her strategy? I'm gonna tell you the Gambare. You have to endure it. This is how it works. Just live with it. So I'm giving you Gambare. I can't do anything about this. I'm just gonna give you moral support. Okay. She pressed no there, yeah. Do you want the realistic pain? It's like, no. She. There's a very lot of Yandere wives in this anime. Yeah, there's a lot of Yandere wives, definitely. Oh, of course, yeah. Did he do it in the chat too in reality? Yeah. Will his sister appear and be like... like, what a loser! Oh, she loves it though. Yes! I made him... Man, this anime is... it's just like, what a loser! Oh, no one has ever been this pathetic. Okay, he's the biggest loser ever. No, yeah, she loves it. She's like, oh yeah, this is the best shit. Well, look, come on, you can make the demon chick like you. Or the Yandere waifu. Turn off the game. Turn off the game, man! Turn off the game! Ah, come on! No, snap! It's getting warmed up here, come on! Tesla, oh my god. Elon Musk behind it. What is this? No, it's like wetter bed guy or something. His title is like... Nice shower. The special ability to... Yeah, using the wetness to avoid the... It's a special trick I bet no one has ever done before, yeah. Yeah, this game is amazing, and the oppas are amazing too. He's like, you clearly passed the game's secret code here, yeah. Great. It's like, log out. Save. Logging out now and it's getting good? You're leaving the game now, is it the best part? Let's get into the fun part now, man. It's clearly not fun, this game. It's like, I'm logging out. Yeah, but finally it's like, I'm never returning this game, it's horrible, it's the worst thing ever. It makes perfect sense. But not a Yandere waifu then, 2 Yandere waifus. Well, at least, no, I hope episode 4 has to motivate why he's gonna return. Like, Leon is probably gonna seduce him in reality. I mean, we know obviously that, yeah, Yandere Demon Girl is gonna be, we see in the ending, yeah, she's one of the top waifus, right? One of his 4 waifus. But I mean, I hope now then, I mean, yeah, they had all the asset scenes, yeah, the shake scenes, right? I mean, the ending is just them shaking and, yeah, oppas and so on. Just, the ending is very fan service, yeah, it's like, look at this. And here we got new demon chick, yeah, of course she was gonna just, yeah, look at those assets. Very meal dressed of her. The Immortal doesn't do the shake though, so it's pretty lame. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, it's quite predictable, of course. He's also Yandere into it and being all like, "Oh, hero, let me show you." But he unlocked a new game mode there when you he figured out a new game special there. No one else has played the game in this way before. Yeah, no one else has played the game in this way, where you use the wet attack to avoid the second Yandere chick. It's a lot of Yandere love, right? Yes, uncommon to see an anime where you have I'll say it, like more than one Yandere waifu. Yeah, usually I only have one, right? So he's kind of cool, yeah, following this. He doesn't. Yeah, like this game is rough, right? It makes sense, though, I suppose, that in this anime, given that this kind of like a bad game experience, right? Most of your waifus would be, of course, Yandere. Like they would be, too rough on love with you. Yeah, like they would be rough lovers, right? So to speak. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, like not another, horrible Yandere waifu. She appears, but it is definitely an issue. They kind of little bit subverted, saying that more people have claimed to be heroes before. There's somewhat of a subversion of the whole why is everyone so evil to him, like why haven't they noticed that yet? To some extent subverting that, but not entirely. It is a little, yeah, I mean the anime's kind of funny. It seems that Leona appearing being, oh, I was watching anime, I forgot about, you. That's how it's funny, yeah. She's like, oh yeah, sorry, I'm a bad friend, I'm into anime. I mean, so, I'm an anime addict, yeah, that's good stuff. That is funny, but otherwise, it is a weird, the setting is, I keep saying it, but the setting is stupid. You know what I mean? Like, I like, the anime is kind of funny, but there is just an issue that this anime would have been so much better, I feel, if it just was an isekai. It's just straight up, right? If it was an isekai, it's so much better. If he got stuck in, I mean, it could still be a game, right? He could still be, like an overlord, he's stuck inside the game world, right? As typically many isekais are, yeah. That would still work fine, right? But I think it's a problem here that it's just so much like he can't log out of the prison trying to do that, and it's very it's because the game rules are like you can't log out, but that stuff doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't make any sense. Like it's forcing him to basically be an isekai, but on the same time not. As I mentioned earlier in the reaction part, it's just like what would happen if you play this game in reality? The game would literally force you to keep playing the game, right? Like, you see what I mean? The difference is that it's one thing to design a bad game that is not funny or it's too hard or whatever, right? But to design a game that wouldn't be, you couldn't sell this game, because it's like if you play this game and you get to prison, you can't log out, right? So people will be stuck in the game until they, defeat the game process, right? And obviously no one will ever allow that, because if you make a video game, you have your own testing and so on, right? The actual company, but you have both manual and QA, and you have like automation testing and so on. But then you also have compliance testing from other companies. So if you release a game on Switch, Nintendo is gonna test it too. They're not testing it like super in detail, but they're testing it too that you don't break the compliance rules. You usually have like 10. Nintendo is usually rougher than Sony and Microsoft. So they have like 5 things you have to pass, which is you have 5 chances on you. It's like a 10 thing with Sony, 10 each you can have. But basically, what I mean is that this game would never pass, right? The other companies, that has the actual game console and so on, right? They would never allow this game to be, because it's like, oh, you play this game, you suck in it. Yeah, those kind of things wouldn't be allowed, right? And it's clearly not a typical game in this world. It's like, what? I can't log out, this game is crazy. Yeah, like that would never pass, right? Because, for example, I worked on one game where if you did a certain thing in the game, you fought in the game, they would jump through, it's like a language thing, so every time you attack in the game, it will trigger like a sound bit, right? And if you did enough attacks in a short duration of time, every time, it was stupid code by the coders, because every time you attack them, it will say the next line in the array, so it has like a string of array, right? So you have several different, so it will move like, hell, hi, hello, attack, kick, dude, and this, right? It will move in this array, right? Every element is one sound file. And eventually, it will go over this whole array, like say in English then. It will go over to the array, and then the next array, or it's the one array, but then the next part of the array will be like German, so it'll be like German words would appear. And that's like a bug, it's like a bug, right? It's kind of like a funny bug. Eventually, if you if you're attacked very quickly in the game, eventually you get the next language basically, right? Because the game is like in German, in Swedish, and Spanish, and English or whatever, right? So you kind of get next language. So that's kind of funny. But the problem with this game was that if you play it in the last language, even the 2 last languages, but basically an array is a list, right? So it's like 10 languages in the game, right? And it's English is the first one at the beginning, right? So element 0 is English, right? And like 1 is English, 2 is English, 1. So 0 to 9 is English. But after you get like 9 to 100 of elements in the end, then if you then attack there, right, in the game, eventually then you would jump off the array. So you get an index-bound array thing. So you basically will jump off the array, right? There will be nothing there anymore, because you just keep moving, right? So if you play in the later languages, yeah, you jump out. And what happened then was that the whole Xbox, I was in this game, yeah, I can't say what game it was, but the whole Xbox would destroy itself. Like, it was like a crazily like short-term bug where the Xbox would get this weird green screen thing. I'd never seen it before, except with that game. I was in the game. The Xbox would get like a weird green screen thing, and it jump through some kind of white lines, and then eventually, to not like lose itself, formatted, the Xbox would like, it would basically delete all your files on the Xbox. So you didn't lose your Xbox, but every time we triggered that bug, working that game, yeah, we triggered that bug, the Xbox would you lose all your other save files, you know, all your data and so on, the user data and so on. Of course, we could never release a game. We fixed it, I mean, obviously fixed, but it had like a massive issue, right? Because you can't release a game like that, because then you would destroy, you know, obviously, kind of the console, right, for the player, and then you do have to reimburse them, right, for destroying the other games and so on, right? So it would be a huge issue if the game was pathetic. This thing here, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. If you can't log out of the game, that would be like a, yeah, that would never be allowed by, you know, Microsoft or by Sony or whoever actually you have the game on it, right? That's what I mean with this game. It's quite unimmersive, because those things are so stupid that as I mentioned earlier, they're systematically stupid. They're not stupid on like a game design level, because it's not that they made the game worse or better that you can't log out like when you're in prison. That's what happened anyway. That's where you are in the game. If it's like a single player game, now you're in prison, right? So even if you can save it or not, doesn't really matter. Like you know, log out, playing it next later, right? But the whole idea that the player can't stop playing the game until it beats the prison thing, that would make people die in reality, right? They're basically stuck in it in the brain or however it works. So obviously, yeah, the game companies, the actual, you know, making the systems or whatever, right? The internet and so on. They would never allow that. It would be impossible to sell this game. You know, so those kind of things, right? In this anime, I think it's just too stupid from like an actual engineering standpoint and just regulation standpoint, right? You have engineering, you have regulations, right? This game clearly doesn't follow on those regulations. I think that's very sad in the game, because they're making these kind of jokes that to me aren't that funny then, because I know that this would never happen in reality. It's kind of weird to me. Like, I feel it's a lot of cheap jokes based on like really bad engineering. That wouldn't happen, because even if the point is that even if you would be a horrible, you know, coder, right? For example, in this case, or a designer, you're horrible at the job. You still can't publish a game yourself, right? You have to publish a game on this game is published on a console, right? So you still have to get those people also to look at the game. You know what I mean? So the whole system would have to be bad, right? That's why it wouldn't make any sense, because even if you would be the worst coder ever, you do this game or decide one, you do this game, and then you have to still, you know, pass that game through, right? And you'll have to up it, so it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. It's a little bit like that. But anyway, tomorrow, of course, we have Zombieland Sega, of course, and Demon Waifus, yeah. But I mean, this anime is kind of funny, but those things is what I mean, right? They're so, for me, it's so immersive breaking, because it's like, wow, this game would never be sold. It would never be legal to sell this game. You know, this game would break the system too much. Yeah, it would break the characters. Yeah, it would break the game console, or it would hurt the players, right? So it wouldn't be making any sense to make this game. And that's the difference in making a bad game that is playable, right? The game definitely should be. I think the anime would be better with less cheap, like really bad engineering things that doesn't actually make any sense.